You struck down a child.
It was a mistake.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're picking apart some of the details you might not have spotted and some of the thoughts you might not have had about Season 2, Episode 2 of House of the Dragon. Hopefully you know the drill, but just in case, spoilers ahead.
He was right about you.
He made me king.
Is that what you think?
Number 10, I am the king. The boy king Aegon Targaryen may not be as hated as Joffrey Baratheon. Yet.
Fire from the sky! This is war! I declare war!
But both suffer from an immature understanding of their commanding positions, and they each carry an infuriating sense of entitlement. As Episode 2 begins, Aegon uncontrollably hammers his sword into a miniature model of old Valyria, raging about the recent death of his son.
I am the king!
Yes.
I am the king!
Grace. Please, Your Grace.
He screams in vain that he is the king, vowing mortal revenge on the murderers. Joffrey once belted those same meaningless words during one of his tantrums.
I am the king!
But his grandfather Tywin warned that effective rulers shouldn't need to remind anyone of their titles verbally. Aegon would do well to hear Tywin's words. Bloodlines might award crowns, but real power comes from more important things.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
Number 9, Highgarden and the Tyrells. There's a lot of name-dropping in House of the Dragon, and we're here to help you keep track. After Otto Hightower's heated argument with Aegon, he sits down with Alicent to discuss his options. Otto suggests visiting his grandson Daeron Targaryen, Alicent's youngest child, who we have curiously not met on the show.
I'll return to Old Town. The Hightowers still have strength, and you have a son there who'll take more kindly to instruction. Daeron may yet help us in weeks to come.
But the Dowager Queen instead suggests that Otto visit the Tyrells of Highgarden.
Go rather to Highgarden. The Tyrells must be taken in hand. Their bannermen are wavering.
The Terell dynasty gave Game of Thrones some of its most standout characters, like Sir Loras, the Knight of the Flowers, Lady Olenna, the Queen of Thorns, and the exceptional Queen Marjorie. They're a powerful house and crucial support for war, and they might bring us some invigorating new personalities if they appear.
Tell Cersei. I wanted to know it was me.
Number 8, a Canine Companion. The tragedy that ended Episode 1 was carried out by Blood and Cheese, two wicked and appropriately named assassins. Each killer meets his due punishment in this chapter, though on separate occasions. It's certainly deserved, but there is one soul who mourns for one of them. During the part where we see rat catchers hanging from the city walls, including the deceased Cheese, we're also shown a small dog looking upwards. The same dog was with Blood and Cheese as they snuck into the Red Keep on their grisly mission.
Bring the dog.
Through whatever circumstances, the loyal animal seems to have been the Ratman's pet, and its whimpering suggests that it both recognizes and misses its master.
Who are they?
Rat catchers. In the king's employ.
It's almost enough to induce feelings of pity. Almost.
What have you done?
The rat catchers!
Number 7, Funeral Clouds. The clumsy beginning of the Targaryen Civil War has already seen loss on both sides.
A funeral progress. Let them see the child. Let them look upon the works of this pretender to the throne.
Two of the most affected are the Green Party's Queen Helaena and the Black Party's Queen Rhaenyra. Both women brutally lost young sons and must grieve for them at roughly the same time.
The realm must see the sorrow of the crown, a sorrow best expressed through its most gentle souls.
During the late Prince Jaehaerys' procession, we see a slow-motion shot from Helena's point of view, showing townspeople tossing small particles in honor of the boy's memory. It's very similar to another shot we get later, when Rhaenyra stares off-screen at a cloud of dust. The dust fragments fill the frame in the same deliberate way as the funeral petals, like a visual callback. It's a possible creative choice that symbolizes the traumatic connection between both women.
Behold the works of Rhaenyra Targaryen, pretender to the throne.
Number 6. When princes lose their temper.
You and Vhagar are the greatest single power in the realm. If it wasn't obvious before, it certainly is now.
Aemond One-Eye Targaryen is developing into quite the foreboding antagonist. Though he's intelligent, we've seen his impulsiveness cause unintentional but irreversible harm. During one of his intimate scenes, Aemond admits that the death of Lucerys Velaryon in Season 1's finale was a rash mistake. His companion then cautions him that his impetuousness is likely to create inadvertent pain for those around him.
I would remind you only that when princes lose their temper, it is often others who suffer.
On Game of Thrones, we've seen how a prince's anger can devastate other people's lives. Before his crowning, Joffrey Baratheon's quarrel with a peasant boy circumstantially led to a violent end for the Stark family's direwolf. And Joffrey's famously foolhardy judgment on Eddard Stark, like Aemond's attack on Luke, arguably started a war. This ominously crafted line could be a chilling callback.
I promise you, Aemond, you will have all the vengeance that you seek, but you must keep a grip on your impulses.
Number 5. Pages from a book. In a brief moment of privacy, Rhaenyra browses a small library and thoughtfully flips through one of its books. If you're quick enough to catch it, you'll see that the page is an artistic drawing of a family tree, depicting Rhaenyra alongside her father and brother. It's possible that this is a tiny window into the Black Queen's thoughts, as she reflects on a simpler past that wasn't complicated by war and politics. Alicent once tried genuinely to remedy their issues with a similar page from a childhood book.
Queen Alicent has not forgotten the love you once had for each other.
When Rhaenyra turns the paper, though, the next image shows a sketch of Aemond riding Vhagar, a bitter reminder of her son Luke's death. Rhaenyra's sense of warmth and nostalgia, unfortunately, is only painfully fleeting.
What are you doing?
Do you remember?
Number 4. Sea Smoke's Rider.
They tell me that you're the one that dragged my body out of the sea.
It was only my duty.
Early episodes have introduced us to 2 young shipwrights, one notable for having saved Lord Corlys Velaryon's life. These are brothers Adam and Alan, who debatably have a biological connection to Lord Corlys in George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood source material.
But I'll have a word with my brother to see what reinforcements the shipwrights can muster.
During their heartfelt reunion, older Adam expresses desire that the younger Alan take up service under the Sea Snake. Without saying too much, both men do participate during the Dance of Dragons war in Martin's book, with one eventually becoming Dragon Rider to Sea Smoke. The show gives us a cool moment where Adam gazes skyward at the soaring sea smoke. We don't know what changes HBO's adaptation might make, but this scene could foreshadow an important connection between the brothers and the Great Silver Dragon.
Another opportunity to distinguish yourself. Remind him of your worth.
Oh, I need no favors.
But brother, he owes you. He owes us.
Number 3. The Rats. They're easily overlooked, but rats are referenced too much to not mean something. You might recall Queen Helena mentioning her fear of them during the last episode, which itself may have been foreshadowing her son's horrific end.
Not the dragons. The rats.
She wasn't worried about an external invasion as Aegon assumed, but instead dreaded an infestation of vermin inside their own walls. That apprehension continues in episode 2, as the council hopes to determine whether or not there's a traitor in their midst.
A king may have more than one enemy, Your Grace. We would do well to ascertain if this is your sister's hand, or if there is a serpent nestled closer to our bosoms.
The rats are metaphors for internal corruption, whether by deceit or irresponsible self-destruction. Deceptive infiltration is what leads to the violence in both of these episodes. And you could say the impending civil war itself is a house that's dismantling itself from within.
Could be anyone. It could be any one of you in this room.
Number 2. Carill Bowl. Even schooled fans might confuse the subjects of our next big battle, since they're twins. Sir Eric and Sir Eric Cargill are identical siblings who both became members of the Kingsguard, but were divided when they sided with opposite queens.
Brother! Do not do this. I beg you.
When Criston Cole orders one to impersonate the other, their tensions explode in a bloody and heartbreaking battle. The final season of Game of Thrones also set up a major showdown between two brothers, Sandor the Hound and Gregor the Mountain Clegane. Informally dubbed Clegane Bowl by viewers, the anticipated face-off came with heavy backstory, complex character development, and emotional baggage.
Yeah, that's you. That's what you've always been.
Carill Bowl is a new version of a brother versus brother clash, but this one hits a bit harder because each knight feels like he's the good guy.
We were born together. You partied us! But I still love you, brother.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Removing the hand.
You never think of your father, his forbearance, his judiciousness, his dignity.
In one of this episode's most pivotal scenes, Otto Hightower confronts his grandson King about a hasty decision regarding civilian executions. Their differing points of view culminate with Otto's dismissal as Hand of the King, the honor given to a monarch's most trusted advisor.
Remove your badge,
Sir Otto.
You are my father's hand, not mine.
This is actually the second time that Otto has lost that position, since Aegon's father Viserys once did the same. We've seen a few hands drop during the Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon timelines, whether forcibly or voluntarily. It's always been a major turning point, and usually a bad omen. Robert Baratheon and Daenerys Targaryen, for instance, both suffered after losing their deputies. If history repeats, losing Otto Hightower is likely a bad omen for the second King Aegon.
You will regret this.
Did you spot anything that we missed? Let us know in the comments.
My father is dead.
He is. And we are the poorer for it.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.